Aru's build is a minion build. I'm solo. I'm playing with myself.
Oh, what the fuck?
Guys, I'm going to be like Sushi. I'm going to watch from the sidelines while the real man does the work, just like Sushi. We're good. Look at that. 2 divines, Baldos, puzzle boxes, Sephiroth, 2 more divines. Dude, the duo abuse. Nerf party play. Okay, that's quite a bit of loot. 3 Valdos. That's a lot of uniques. Oh, that's so much loot. This one should be Giga. Oh yeah, dude. That was a lot of things. That's a lot of things. 2 divines. Dude, what do you have currency do? 2 Valdos? 2 more Valdos? Dude, this is the strat, man. This is the strat. Hey guys, so today I want to make a new video on possibly the new best farm method in the game, and it is quite unique and quite different, and probably most people won't copy this. Essentially, this is going to be a blight strategy, go with the full atlas, auto scales, all that, but yourself duo, meaning you're playing on 2 accounts at once, and you're getting essentially double the loot for the important items such as currency, which I'll go over in a second as well. So you're playing on 2 accounts and you're doing blight. So why is this so potent? What changed this patch? Why am I doing this now and not like in the past leagues? All that. I'm gonna explain everything in this strategy, although I know most people probably won't do this because it does require 2 accounts. Although you can do it as solo, it's just a lot better as party. So first things first, let's go over party play and what changed this patch. So party play got a pretty massive buff in terms of currency gains for this patch. Essentially what they did, for every party member you have, you get 100% more currency. So the difference between 1 player and 2 players is double the amount of raw currency. Mercs also give half of that, so mercs get 50% more. So if you're alone, you essentially get 50% more currency from your merc. If you're with 2 players and both players have mercs, you effectively get 200% more currency, or 3 times the amount of like divine drops, for example. Yeah, this was a massive buff to party play that happened this patch, which is why I think this might become more of a meta for like high-end sweats if they don't change party bonuses next patch, because getting double currency gains is absolutely insane. Now, there are some drawbacks here. The biggest drawback is the fact that they have to be within 2 screens of whatever monster you kill. So if you're playing duo by yourself, you can't really you can't multi-box, it's not allowed. You have to do 1-to-1 input actions. So you have to control each character individually, meaning the only effective strats for a farm like this is something like Blight. Because Blight, you can stand still at the pump with your AFK aura bot and just essentially receive double the amount of currency. And as you probably saw at the beginning of the video, you drop a lot of raw currency and a lot of raw loot. The other stuff about party play, you effectively get 27% more unique items, I believe is what this is saying, and 27% more non-unique items, so stuff like divination cards, regular drops, whatever. Even though party play does not affect scarabs and it does not affect map drops. I'm mostly doing this because you get double the amount of raw currency when going from 1 to 2 players. Also keep in mind, you are allowed to play on 2 accounts per 1 PC with the GG terms of service, but you have to control each character individually. So just keep that in mind. Don't try to do like 3 or 4 accounts because then you can get banned. It's not allowed. So yeah, just want to keep that in mind. So let's go to the chat real quick. And like I said, you can do this as solo. My boy Milky had a pretty good video on his solo strat doing this blight. Although just keep in mind, the scare prices have been going up, so it's probably less and less worth it unless you are self-duo. Because if you're self-duo, you're getting twice the amount of currency, and essentially you're using the same amount of map cost. So yeah, he does have a good solo video. It's a lot easier than the strat I'm doing. I'm focusing on bosses. He was focusing on rares. So if you want to see what he was doing, watch his video. But yeah, this strategy is more high-end and it is more lucrative, but it is a lot harder because we're focusing on bosses. So for scarabs, I'm still messing around, but I think more or less this is the best setup. You run Blightheart, Invigoration, and Bloomin' with 2 red scarabs. If you want to make it easier, you can run 2 whiff scarabs, but whiff scarabs, at least when I tested so far, is a lot worse. As for the map we're running, we want the highest more currency map we can get, preferably with the currency chisel. If you're solo, currency chisel is not going to be worth it, but if you're like self-duo, it is going to be worth it. And then a good high pack size and quant is ideal. I roll these maps and then I'll exalt until 6 mod. As for the Atlas tree and the map device, we use settlers. This is actually very important. And then we go to Atlas tree. The reason why settlers is important is because of this bismuth infusion. So bismuth ore already gives 1 modifier to each monster in the map it can. and it has a 30% chance to give it an additional modifier. And modifiers on monsters makes them drop more loot, more rarity. So it's actually extremely strong, especially for this strategy, because all your loot is coming from monsters. Besides that, besides the settler stuff, which we're taking all of it for the business, it's just scarabs and blight. Nothing else really here. The map nodes are actually pretty strong. So strong in fact that maybe even go for this map wheel is worth it. You drop a lot of maps per map with using 0 map scarabs. I'm dropping like 2 to 3 fortresses per map. It's extremely strong. Then we're taking Eldritch Altars. I don't think this tree's fully done. I might change it up a little bit, might min-max it, might remove some scarab nodes. We're not really sure right now, but this is what I'm going with for now. I'll have a link down below in the description, of course. I do think more map nodes could be good. More scarab nodes could be good. There's definitely a lot of options here you could do. As for how I clear the map, essentially I'll enter the map, I'll rush the boss, grab all altars, go to the blade, drop my portal down, and then put my aura bot in there, leave him AFK completely, and then do the blight. While I do have some profit gains on Wealthy Exile, I don't really want to go over all of it because I don't have enough map testing. But from what I've seen so far, if you self-duo, you're getting roughly around 6 to 7 divines in profit after the cost per a map. It's actually quite insane how good this is a self-duo. Once again, because you're dropping 100% more currency. So in this case, I dropped 3 exalts and 5 divines. If I was solo, it would have been 2 or 3 divines and 1 or 2 exalts. That's just how good the new group play party buff is. It's very, very strong for a strat like this where you can AFK and get that full benefit. Once again, the strat is still profitable solo, but it definitely does not beat Abyss Hordes unless you're self-duo. Self-duo makes the strat a whole lot better. And in my opinion, it probably is the best strat in the game. If you set this up, you can definitely get around, at least from what I can see so far, 60 divines in profit an hour, which is really insane. I think that pretty much beats any other strat in the game. And you do drop a ton of raw divines, probably somewhere around like 15 to 20 raw divines per an hour, which pretty much matches like the breach strat, while also getting a ton of other loot like scarabs, like maps, as you do drop a lot of maps in the strategy. But yeah, I'm gonna do more testing over the coming days and get some real numbers. I didn't get to play that long today because I set up the whole character. So only like 2 or 3 hours of mapping, but it looks extremely solid so far. Yeah, as for the aura bot I'm using, I can have this POV down below. It's not a cheap character. You definitely can make it for way cheaper, but effectively it's just a brick wall where you're going for like max block, max spell block, a ton of ES, 90 max res besides lifetime resist, and a ton of EHP as you can see here. Essentially, you just want it to stand still and make sure it cannot die. I did it probably like, I don't know, 15-20 maps today, and it didn't die once. It wasn't even ever close to dying. So with 700k armor, plus Aegis, he regens his full ES every single time he blocks, and you have 94% chance to block. So the only way this character can die is through a one shot, and it's pretty hard to get a one shot when your max hit is this high. Yeah, it's just a full champion AFK aura bot. The reason why you're going champion and not Scion is because of the fortification. This also gives you a lot of DR as well, and this will help versus volatiles. Like I said, I expect most people not to do this, although it probably will be the best farm in the entire game if you set it up. But it is, going to be quite a bit of effort. You're going to need like a good PC to run 2 accounts. You're going to need a lot of currency to set up 2 proper characters. This strat is extremely hard, by the way. Even if you do the strat solo, it requires a ton of DPS if you want to do unique bosses. If you do the Milky strat where you just focus on rares and no unique bosses, it is a ton easier. But focus it on unique bosses with this Atlas node right here makes it a whole lot harder, but also a whole lot more lucrative. So the choice is up to you. If you can handle unique bosses, then go for the rare strat. Anyway, that's about it. I just want to go over this quick video because I thought it was pretty interesting, and it's pretty much new this patch. Although this was doable last patch, it did get massively buffed this patch because they did buff party play with the currency gains by a whole lot. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, but that's about it.